G'day Scarefest fans, Glenn here from fakeshemp.net. Once again here to take you back in time to look at a classic Australian horror film before moving forward and looking at something brand new and completely disgusting. If you can imagine Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window taking place in the middle of the Australian outback, but instead of looking through windows across a courtyard, it's windows of cars along a desolate highway, then we're talking Road Games. That's the entire premise of the 1981 film starring Stacey Keach and Jamie Lee Curtis, directed by the Australian legend Richard Franklin. There's a serial killer on the loose, and Stacey Keach plays a truck driver who's driving cross country, picks up a hitchhiker, Jamie Lee Curtis, and while radio reports are saying that there's a serial killer on the loose, they spot a green van and they suspect that that's their guy. So as they drive from one end to the other, this green van kind of happens to crisscross with them as they go. It's a really tense and dramatic thriller that plays with the genre and exploits all the tropes and makes for one gripping slice of horror. This one was directed by Richard Franklin, who we consider to be the Aussie Hitchcock. In fact, he was Hitchcock's protege at one point in time. He later went on to make American films like Psycho 2, which was actually given to him based on the strength of Road Games. He also made FX2, Cloak and Dagger with Henry Thomas, and a whole bunch of other films. I suppose Road Games is one of our most recognised Ozploitation films overseas, Jamie Lee Curtis having already been a scream queen, the Stacey Keach being a fairly prominent American actor. Its formulaic narrative and its connection to Hitchcock kind of made it very accessible to international audiences. My personal love for this film actually comes from the screenwriter Everett D. Roche. This guy was an American expat that moved to Australia to forge a career in writing, and he did so with a vengeance. He is one of our most prolific screenwriters of all time. He dabbled in genre films like no other. He made television, he made cinema. His films are highly celebrated down here. A lot of horror fans from all around the world know his stuff. And while he sadly passed away a few years ago, his legacy is massive, and I really encourage you to look him up, try to find some of his films, and dive right in. So again, the good news for you is that this one has only just been released on Blu-ray in the United States through Scream Factory. So you guys hit up Amazon, hit up Scream Factory directly, buy this movie on Blu-ray, soak it up. It is a delicious blend of suspense and thrills and violence, and well, it's just one of our best. And that brings me to a brand new Aussie film that is making waves all around the world at film festivals alike, a truly sadistic and depraved horror film called The Furies. This is classic stuff. This takes a certain subgenre of, I guess you could almost call it torture porn, infuses it with other little bits and pieces, and just delivers one hell of a bang for buck slasher horror subgenre kind of mishmash that is very hard to define, but I'll do my best. Think Hostel, Hard Target, The Running Man, and infuse it with movies like The Hills Have Eyes and Wrong Turn and that kind of, inbreedy kind of gross stuff that we all love. This exquisitely depraved film sees a bunch of women being kidnapped. They wake up finding themselves hunted by masked men who are completely depraved, all for entertainment's sake and a pay-per-view audience. Of course, this is nothing new. We've seen it all done before. Those titles I mentioned earlier, I think WWE even did a film called Condemned, which was pretty much the same thing. Where The Furies excels is that it really taps into that subgenre with maximum effect. It knows where to be gory. It knows what punches to pull. The social awareness factor of it is very topical, if you will, so as well as maintaining the old audience for these type of films, it picks up a whole new one that are going to get something completely different out of it. And with villainous, murderous characters, with names like Melonhead, Rodface, Big Man, it's the stuff of nightmares. I think these guys should go down in history with some of these horror greats. Whether they do or not remains to be seen, but with your help watching this movie and celebrating it, then they definitely will. So keep your eyes open for this one. I'm sure it's going to be coming your way. It's been doing great things at the festivals down here. It's already doing some good things overseas. It's just one of the many, many great horror films coming out of our country right now, and I really, really hope you guys get to celebrate it the way we do. So that's it from me. Thanks again for letting me spill my love for Aussie horror all over your screens, and I'll catch you next time.